What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Salty. I'm back with another Fortnite video. Okay, today we're going to be talking about two mechanics in Fortnite that you need to know. Alright, no matter what level of Fortnite you are at, whether you are an absolute Fortnite noob, you have 0 wins, you've never even really played the game before, or you could be the exact opposite, you've been playing since Season 1 of Fortnite, you're an absolute veteran of the game, you're a beast, you still need to know these mechanics to be at your full potential of the game. Alright, these two mechanics I'm going to be talking about in this video are 1, high ground, and 2, controlling the pace of each engagement. Alright, the first mechanic, high ground, that's pretty obvious. That just means you need to be above your opponent when you fight them. And mechanic number 2, controlling the engagement. Alright, this just means that you want to control the tempo of the fight, you want to control the pace at which it's going, and you basically need 2 things to do this. You need cover, which could be just a wall, it could be your own ramp, it could be anything, and then also you need to know how to manipulate the third person aspect of Fortnite. And once you fully understand and learn these 2 mechanics, you can go and completely destroy everyone in Fortnite and start winning a bunch of games. Do you want free V-Bucks? Well, you can actually get some free V-Bucks right now by going in the description below and clicking the link labeled free V-Bucks. This will take you to an app where you literally just play other apps and receive gift cards for doing so. It's pretty cool, so if you do want V-Bucks, I highly recommend going and checking it out. Anyway, first off, this is going to be my opponent's POV, okay? I'm rocking this sweet, sexy red skin, and as you can see, I had the high ground over that entire situation, end up getting the kill. Obviously, I had my teammate there to back me up, but you're going to see me retaking the high ground because he does initially have it. Here we go. I ramp up, stay above him, and then I just completely aggressively push him, jump off, take the pump shot, and switch my tactical SMG. And there's a reason why I have the advantage here. As you can see, I'm pushing above him. He literally cannot see me this entire time, okay? I'm flooring over to him after I use the ramps, and he literally cannot see me. Alright, so now I accomplished the 2 mechanics that I want to. Alright, not only do I check off the first step, I have high ground, but also I am controlling the pace of the game. Alright, whenever we're going to engage in the gunfight, it's not because he's deciding to, it's because I'm deciding to, okay? Nowhere in this position where he is can he decide when we're going to take the battle. Alright, only I can do that, and obviously I do that by just completely YOLOing and jumping off my own platform. He probably doesn't expect it at all, but that's how I decide to start the engagement, alright? Again, I'm controlling the pace, I'm controlling when we get into the battle, and I also have the high ground position. Now, no matter how casually you play Fortnite, alright, even if you do watch some videos on Fortnite, you'll understand and you'll know that everyone talks about the high ground, alright? Everyone wants to have the high ground, alright? And you may not know why, and here are a bunch of reasons, alright? First off, the camera angles are favoring you immensely. Alright, as you can see by my POV, what I see of the enemy is just basically his head. Alright, I just see his full head from above, and I can get that juicy 2.5 multiplier damage. Obviously, when you shoot the head, you get a 2.5 multiplier in the damage, and you're just going to kill them a lot faster. Alright, opposed from the high ground position, being able to see their juicy head and getting all of that damage output onto them. From the inverse position, from the low ground, this guy only sees the tiniest sliver of my head. Alright, so he's not going to be getting that multiplier, and yeah, he's basically can only shoot my feet, and the angle is just really awkward because he has to be looking directly up. You can only look up so high in Fortnite, so in doing so, when I actually jumped over him in this aggressive engagement, he had to completely readjust his aim, which completely threw him off, and not only that, he's not able to hit my head, so obviously he's not going to be able to do that much damage to me. Alright, and this is why I won the gunfight. Alright, again in this game, it's going to be showcasing the second mechanic, and that is controlling the pace of the game, and I'm going to do so in this engagement by using this corner wall, okay? Because I'm using the third person aspect of Fortnite to its full advantage, I can actually see him, I can know exactly where he is without the enemy being able to see me. Alright, I can see him, he can't see me, and that is a really big advantage. This guy basically had no chance to kill me, just basically setting myself up in the situation. I had a pretty much 99% chance of winning this gunfight. Alright, you'll see because I'm using the corner of this wall, I get to decide when I want to engage, when I want to disengage, and the opponent has absolutely no say in the matter, alright? He engages with me when I engage with him. He disengages when I disengage, alright? So basically, what I thought of here, taking into account that I want to be controlling the pace of the gunfight, the first time I peeked out, I got a shot on him, and he had no idea that I was even there. And guys, like I said, mechanic 2, controlling the pace of the fight, very important. As you guys can see from his POV, when I step out to take the first shot, I get a connection on him, and he takes a shot in my general direction. Now, what this does is he has to wait for his tac to repump, alright, to re-engage so that he can shoot it again, and I knew this. So I'd peek out, take a shot, get behind cover, and then he was able to shoot. And right after I'd hear a shot, I'd peek out again, take another shot, and he'd shoot again. Okay, so basically he wasn't even able to touch me. And really the only way he was able to get out of the situation was, one, if he just let me peek and shoot at him without shooting at me back and just waiting for the next time I peeked out. Then maybe he'd have a chance, because at the pace it was going right here, he just kept shooting after I was already going back behind the wall. Again, because I was controlling the tempo of the fight. Alright, this guy had no control of when we were engaging. Alright, this next fight is going to be me and my teammate engaging in a John Wick and his John Wick teammate. Alright, we get a bunch of damage off at first, and because I jumped off, I had the high ground, and I missed my shot. Alright, I did have the high ground, I missed my shot, and in doing so, I landed right next to him. I was not controlling the pace of the gunfight, alright, mechanic number 2, and I also didn't have high ground, alright. So basically, what I did is I disengaged with the gunfight by just building away from him and building upwards. So I was taking away the high ground from him, and I was also taking away the ability for him to control the fight, alright. By doing so, I now control the fight, I now have the high ground, and I have the full advantage over him. And we're gonna see this play out. Alright, boom. He actually takes out my teammate there, but I'm able to get a nice tack shot onto him, and I just continue to push his teammate while maintaining high ground. And his teammate really makes a big mistake here. He was getting shots off onto my teammate at first, which allowed his teammate to take out my teammate, but he jumps down here. Alright, he gave away his high ground, and that is something that was a huge mistake, and why I was able to just easily clean him up. Alright, here's my teammate POV. Getting an RPG onto him, blocking walls, but he didn't block his side, so the other guy was able to take him out. And here finally is my POV. I kind of missed the first pump shotgun shot. I disengage, get high ground, easy pump shot onto him. It was a pump shot actually. And then I thought his teammate would keep high ground, but apparently he didn't. He shot out my ramp, but it was too late. I was able to make it over to the roof, and I just had a really easy kill on him at that point. I think what happened is he panicked. I thought I was gonna completely kill off his teammate, so he jumped down to try and save him, and then his teammate called out that I was pushing him with a ramp, so he shut out the ramp, but it was too late. Got over to the roof, got high ground, and was able to take him out. Alright guys, later on in the game we get into another 2-on-2 battle. As you can see, we do not have the high ground over him, so I want to assess the situation. I want to make sure that I, 1, have high ground, and 2, am controlling the pace of the fight. So how do I do that? I shoot out his ramp, he falls, and now we have high ground over them, and it's just completely a slaughter at this point. He's just trying to build, can't really do much to get away from this, and we pick up the double kill. Now my teammate gets shot in the back from this prior engagement. Alright, there's another team on us. We did not expect it. He should have built around him, but it's whatever. Right here, after he dies immediately, I put a ramp, put some walls to make sure my teammate doesn't get shot anymore. Just make sure it doesn't go down. This guy has high ground. Again, I assess the situation, I shoot down his ramps, and yeah, I'm just kind of playing this right now. Now in this situation, I didn't exactly have high ground, but I did control the pace of the fight. In doing so, because I was crouched, I was able to use the third person mechanic to see what he was doing, and he was just fully exposed out there, so I knew, because I wasn't exposed, that I controlled the pace of the fight. Now I did both here, okay? I was crouching, I was looking over with a third person aspect of the game, and when I finally decided it was time, I peeked up, took a few shots, and double dinked him for the kill. Alright guys, lastly, the last battle I could use for this game I was in. We get one, I continued to just use the high ground to push against my opponent, and boom, get an easy kill. It's really that easy, guys. Again, in this engagement, I have the high ground, and I'm also controlling the pace of the fight. If you guys really don't understand what I mean by controlling the pace of the fight, it's really, really important. Alright, because I was able to build above him, and he had basically no cover. Alright, he had absolutely no cover. He's wide in the open. He can't shoot me if I'm just hiding behind my ramps, right? He literally cannot shoot at me, so that means he cannot control the pace of the fight. Whereas in my position, I have the high ground, I'm behind my ramps, and all I have to do is literally stand up, and I can start taking shots at him, okay? And then I could crouch, and the engagement is completely stopped. Alright, and then I can re-engage it by just standing up and taking shots again, alright? He does not have that luxury of deciding when we're gonna fight, because he's wide in the open. He is literally wide in the open, and I have cover. Alright, so that is why I was able to easily win this gunfight. Anyway, hope you guys did enjoy, hope you guys learned something new throughout this video, obviously how important high ground is and why it actually is important. I feel like a lot of people know that high ground is important, but they don't actually understand why, so hopefully you guys learned that today, and I hope that you also understand the second mechanic, which is controlling the pace of the game, alright? Just understanding those two mechanics alone will just help your Fortnite game just develop immensely, okay? You're gonna get a lot better at the game, you're gonna be getting a lot more wins, a lot more victories, if you just really focus on on implementing these two things into your game, alright? You can also go into the replay mode and watch your games to make sure that you aren't, messing up on these. Alright guys, something I really want you to do in your next few Fortnite games is to really implement this into your playstyle, is to think the next few games that you're in, if you get eliminated, really think, were you above your opponent? Did you have the high ground on your opponent? And also, were you controlling the pace of the game? Alright, if you realized you weren't doing both of those things, alright, you either didn't have high ground or you weren't controlling the pace of the game, that is probably the reason why you got eliminated. And if you go back in your game and you did have both of those two checked off, you had the high ground and you were controlling the pace of the game, maybe you just have really bad aim and you might want to go get that fixed. And we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out. Woo!